The real kind of takeaway, in terms of process is for the analyst to really think hard about the kinds of things that they do, and not in a way of, AI is going to replace me, but what of my tasks can be actually automated, what things can be removed and done by a machine, thinking critically about just every little task that you do, and then coming to the data scientist with that question. Okay, here are the things I think can be automated because I do them every day. They're super laborious, and it looks like something that a machine could do. And just have that conversation. You may not always be right in identifying those problems, but having that conversation with your data scientist and really understanding kind of what you need to come to the table with. The next part is then really figuring out how that process scales, how that really how you build those innovation teams, and getting buy-in across the company to do that, to really start pulling these small teams together and creating these things. The real motivation here is efficiency and cost savings. You're going to be reducing a lot of the extra labor that analysts do on a lot of these repetitive tasks. That's a win right off the bat. If you look back at real chemistry and like those 15,000 tools that were run every month, the amount of cost saving in hours is huge. That's direct dollar savings the company has every month. And that's the easy motivation here. Okay, so now you've built this great innovation team and you've decided that you want to actually start building some of these human-in-the-loop solutions, technology-wise. What does that actually look like? So the first thing is really just identifying what we're actually kind of talking about in terms of human-in-the-loop solutions. So for me, a lot of this is specifically addressing AI blind spots. And it's been talked about, I think, a lot in a lot of the sessions, that there's certain things that human intuition is needed for, kind of emotional context, business context, any of those kinds of things that the machine's just not going to be able to come to the table with. And so both supervised and unsupervised learning models really rely on data, but they rely on good labeled data, or at least some intuition that the human needs to kind of apply at some level. For supervised learning models, they just need a ton of great labeled data, clean data, unbiased data, as we've been hearing about in a lot of the sessions. For unsupervised models, they may come to interesting conclusions and find interesting clusters of data, but ultimately it's going to need a human to say, this is what was important, this is what was actually relevant for my application. Otherwise you risk something really bad happening because you didn't actually apply that human intuition.